basically, unfortunately, she still sort of tends to get herself involved in situations that she can't really control and where she's likely to end up being, killed or something, which is why it's good she still has her vampire boyfriend. But as far as how I play it, I'm just trying to sort of imagine what it would be like to have gone through as much as she went through in the 2 weeks or whatever our last season was, and just suddenly find myself in these situations, but that's kind of what my job is.
And one of those situations, Stephen, that she's in is she's certainly being admired by more than one vampire. I'm just going to ask you a hypothetical. If something were to happen between Eric,
I think that it's very difficult to get away from the rangy Swede at the end of the table. But I'm not sure that Bill is going to just roll over and let it happen. So I think that he's going to fight his hardest and maybe not be quite as polite as he has been up until this point.
Some really big changes with is Tara, and Regina, why don't you tell us what it's like playing a softer side of her this season?
I definitely enjoy playing the softer side of her just because it shows a lot more of her vulnerability. I call Tara a hard flower, like she's got this hard case on the outside, but yet she's this delicate Juliet on the inside, and I think it's nice for everyone to see that part of her. Because obviously she wasn't taken care of as a child, so I think this season you're seeing her being taken care of by Marianne's character, and I think that's sort of a nice thing to see for her. Even though people miss the fiery, feisty anger, it's nice to see another range.
Okay. And Alan, as we've seen, there's going to be a lot of action coming up in the second half of the season. As a writer, how do you balance all the action with the close emotional relationships that this show has come to be known for as well? How do you balance those two things?
I actually make a joke about us having a sign in the writer's room that says, "It's the emotions, stupid." We don't actually have that sign, but we might as well, because without that, all of the action and all of the crazy set pieces and all of the, craziness in the world is just going to be, it's not going to have a heart, it's not going to have a soul. And so we just really work really hard to always remember who these characters are, what they want, what their passions are, what they need, what they're fighting for, so that the other stuff has a foundation, an emotional foundation. And I think that's one of the reasons that I know that's one of the reasons I responded to Charlene's books as much as I did, because that was very much true of her books, and we're just trying to do the same thing in the show.
Okay. All right, now, and a source of a lot of this action coming up is Marianne. And Michelle, I wanted to ask you, especially for this crowd here at ComiCon, they know you from other shows in the sort of in the sci-fi fantasy genre, and we've seen you play some very powerful women, and again in True Blood, a very powerful woman. So why do you think this genre lends itself to female characters who are this powerful?
I think this genre gives a lot of freedom to see things that could be possible in the future, and that is women. Mary McDonald and I spoke a lot about this on Battlestar. She's a goddess, by the way. And I think that it just sort of opens up everyone's. It takes a lot of the cliches out of our minds. We're able to have more freedom in our thought, and I think it's just a very forgiving genre, and especially on this show, everything is so hyper.